Welcome back to NinNin Days 2. Thank you for my fucking TV
男
talking.
の人はたまるんですよ。私たちがいるせいで、きっとそういうこともできていないでしょうから。そうかもしれないけど。
I can hear her voice coming from somewhere. Their voices I recognize. Yeah, it's Suzerain and Kikyo. What could it be? Maybe they're feeling responsible for the fact that I caught a cold? Then I'll have to tell them they shouldn't feel that way. Thanks to them, I'm feeling a lot better and I should make a full recovery by tomorrow.
Ah, 寝てるのにこんなに大きく。これはかなり溜まってますね。
I hear the girls' confused voices. At the same time, a chilling sensation envelopes my lower half. What do they mean, frustration?
いいですか？こうやってしごいてあげるんです。
Perhaps my mind and body are about to wake up, but I can tell that the sensation coming from my lower half is one of pleasure. It's the pleasant sensation of something warm wrapping around my loins. Led by that pleasurable feeling, I finally regain full consciousness. What's happening? When I open my eyes, my field of vision gradually recovers its clarity and two girls appear before me. A few days later, thanks to Suzerain and Kikyo doing everything imaginable to nurse me back to health, my fever goes down and I feel better than ever. Yeah, no, YouTube did not see what they did to, nurse you back to health. If you guys want to see that, check out my Patreon or Subscribestar. After everything they did for me, I was thinking about paying them back somehow, but were we the ones who caused you all this trouble? So of course we'd take care of you, huh? It's true that the reason I caught a cold in the first place was because I was getting soaked wet in the rain. However, that's because I made the decision to go searching for Suzerain myself. It wasn't anything they did wrong. I tried to explain this, but I got shut down for the response. I'm the one who was wrong for running outside like that. Nevertheless, I refused to give in at this point. After all they did to take care of me, I can't possibly accept it for free. With this in mind, the result of my discussion with the girls was...
肉まんおいしい。
I ended up buying every single kind of meat bun for them at the convenience store.
こっちの肉まんも美味しいですよ。
Suzerain and Kikyo are happily stuffing their faces with meat buns. Are you sure this is enough? There aren't even 10 different kinds of meat buns at the convenience store. Actually, if you add the seasonal limited edition ones, there are just about 5 different kinds. I would have liked to treat them to something a little more fancy.
私たちがいいって言ってるのよ。これでいいの。
Is that really the issue here? Well, the most important thing is that they're happy. This might be enough to repay them after all. Whew. Enjoying the breeze that blows through the window, I sit down on the edge of the bed. What a nice breeze. Apparently the girls are thinking the same thing and look towards the window where the breeze is flowing into the room.
こういう日は森でお昼寝すると気持ちいいのよね。そうですね。木陰でゆっくりとした時間を過ごす。ちょっと前まではそれが普通だったのに。懐かしい気持ちです。ええ、そうね。いつかみんなで行けたら。
A sharp whistle of wind cuts through Kikyo's words. Almost simultaneously, a light sound of something hitting wood reverberates through the room. What was that? I unthinkably say this in reaction. Suzerain and Kikyo's expressions both remain calm as they stare at the spot on the table. An arrow? The thing piercing the center of my folding table is undeniably an arrow. A piece of paper is tied onto the shaft. Don't tell me, this is an arrow letter?
そうのまさかなのよね。
A letter tied to an arrow in this day of age.
今の時代だからこそですよ。やっぱり直筆の手紙と院の信頼性は高いですから。
The reliability of the document isn't the problem here. My shock is due to the use of an arrow to send a letter in and out of itself. Well, an arrow letter or anything else that comes flying in shouldn't surprise me at this point. After seeing them using superhuman ninja arts, I shouldn't think too much about the details or I'll tire myself out. It's easier to just accept the situation for what it is.
この時期にやぶみということは新しい任務でしょうか。読んでみればわかるでしょう。
Saying this, Suzerain pulls the arrow out of the table and opens the letter.
これってお兄ちゃんの字じゃない。何任務中止里へ戻れ。
The fact that the mission is cancelled must mean they can't lay a hand on Soom.
どういうことよ、これ。
Suzerain's hand is shaking, clutching the letter. A deep wrinkle has appeared in her brow, and her mouth is tightened into a knot, making her anger more apparent.
すずちゃん、時間をかけすぎたのね。そうよね。普通ならもう終わっていてもおかしくない。こんなに時間かかってたらお兄ちゃんだって任務放棄や暴落の可能性も考えるわ。
Hey, Suzerain is acting strange.
すずちゃん、手紙見せてもらえますか？
Accepting the letter that Suzerain shoves towards her, Kikyo begins reading with a scowl on her face. I feel a little guilty, but I take a peek at the letter she's reading. What's that? It must be cursive, but all I can make out are scribbles which look like a worm scrolled all over the page.
崩し字と暗号を合わせたものですから、主さんには読めないと思いますよ。
Well, that makes sense. When it comes to sign and stamp letters, it could be easily faked. It seems they take proper precautions to make sure information doesn't leak out. The reason for canceling
任務中止の理由は書いてありませんね。書く必要なんてないわ。私たちには任務を遂行できないって判断したのよ。上の人たちもお兄ちゃんに手紙を書かせるなんて。それにしても急ですよね。こっちの世界に馴染みすぎたわ。
Suzerain's eyes are cold. Those aren't the vivacious eyes of a silly joke-telling Suzerain that I know. Suzerain, Kikyo. In the heavy atmosphere of the room, Suzerain's hand gripped tightly in a fist. This is particularly striking. A few days later, when I get home from work, the girls are in the midst of preparing for something. They're both wearing their ninja clothes, and all their gear is spread out on the table. I'm home. When I say this, Suzerain and Kikyo finally take notice of my presence.
主、おかえり。今日は早かったんですね。
Today is one of my early shifts. So, what are you doing?
それは。
Neither Suzerain nor Kikyo say anything, maintaining their silence. I see the various ninja tools on the table. Suzerain and Kikyo are dressed as ninja. There's only one thing that comes to mind. Are you going back to your village already? You're going back to your village already? When I ask this question, Suzerain and Kikyo, they look at me with a confused expression on their face.
そうなのよ。だから今、里に帰る準備をしてたの。
Oh, no, you're not, you little shit. Now I know what you're doing. You're not taking revenge, right? You're not ignoring your orders to go back to the village and thinking about taking revenge instead, are you? I asked this question in Suzerain and Kikyo. No, it would be more accurate to say I directed it toward Suzerain. When I do, her expression turns bitter and she hangs her head.
主さん。
To Kikyo, who's about to speak up, I send a glance that says, please don't say anything. Apparently, she guessed what I was thinking, what I was hinting at. Kikyo slowly shakes her head up and down. So?
よかったじゃない。
Sorry?
私たちが部屋を出て行ったら、やっと解放されるのよ。部屋も広くなるし、うるさいやつもいなくなる。
What are you saying?
私たちが居候するのも任務が終わるまでだったでしょ。手紙には任務中止なんて書いてあるし、もう居候できないし。
Oh. I remember the day I met Suzerain and Kikyo. Fine, just until your mission is over. I'm sure I said that. Yeah, I did.
迷惑かけたし、私たちがいなくなったら嬉しいでしょ。
Suzerain. Her voice trembles more with every word, and tears begin to gather in the corners of her eyes. Finally, the tears that gathered there formed droplets and streaked down her cheeks. Suzerain, Hey, Suzerain! Suzerain, who had already finished getting ready, shakes off my attempts to stop her and dashes from the room. What's going on?
主さん。
As I clench my fist with bottled up anger, I catch Kikyo's sad voice calling to me. Kikyo?
ごめんなさい。
What? Saying this, Kikyo leaves my room. Unable to follow her, all I can do is just stand there. I stand there like a statue after Suzerain and Kikyo leave my room. The only sound in the silence of the room is the ticking of my clock. Tick-tock sounding at regular intervals strangely speeds up the beating of my heart. I feel a roughness and sense of unease fill my pounding heart as if in fear of something. Something isn't right, and I have an ominous presentiment. When I was looking at the girls, that was something I felt clearly. Could it be that Suzerain and Kikyo left to take revenge? Their mission is of no consequence. It's still a personal fight caused by Soon's attack on Suzerain's older brother. They're going to act emotionally and end up hurting someone. No, they can't do that. I can't let them do something like that. I've got to search for them. My actions could end up getting in Suzerain's way. However, if I don't try to stop her or Kikyo, they could end up with blood on their hands. I'm sure they'll be furious if I try to get in their way. And yet I've got to stop them. Stuffing just the bare necessities into my pocket, I leap from the apartment. Maybe they're around this area. Dashing from my room like that was one thing. But I won't be able to find them running around blindly like this. Even though I'm aware of this, I keep running, too afraid to stop. They wouldn't be here, would they? Not here either. Panting out of breath, I sit back down on a bench, leaning heavily on the back seat as I look up at the sky. Where did they go? When it comes to a place they would choose as a battle site, their main condition would undoubtedly be somewhere abandoned. A back street or a residential area, an alley in the city, a shrine. No matter where I search, I can't find them. I think for a second that they might have snuck into another ninja's faction village, but they would try to avoid an all-out war between villages, which means an assassination to look like a mid-mission accident. It's no different than how some injured Suzuran's older brother. Before I know it, I'm clenching my teeth so hard that my jaw hurts. No, if I don't keep my calm now, I'm never going to be able to find the girls. Huh? When I look up at the night sky, I see 3 shadows flash across my vision. The instant swift shadows disappear like shooting stars. They're illuminated by the light of the buildings and brought back to color. Suzuran? It was only a second, but I'm sure of it. Is there a deserted area in that direction? I visualize a map in the direction where the 3 shadows sped off to. That place. If the map I drew in my head is correct, the direction Suzuran and the others are heading is toward the Tokyo Dome. How long have I been running since I left the park? I can't even tell, and the distance was very long or short. Nevertheless, it's far enough that any normal person living in the city would use a bus. But I don't have enough time to leisurely wait around for the bus. That's why I continue cracking a whip on myself to keep running, despite reaching the bottom of my physical reserves energy. When I listen, I hear the voices coming up from far away. As soon as I realize it's Suzuran and Kikyo, I dash in their direction, not caring that my body has reached its limit. I keep pushing my feet closer and closer towards the sound. As I do, the voices grow louder and there's a sound of clashing metal. What? Wow, been a while since we've seen her in that outfit. They're jumping from tree to tree, and the instant their feet hit the ground, they're already turning to make an attack on each other. The girls are moving at a speed that's too fast for my eyes to follow. When Suzuran and Kikyo get serious as ninjas, this is the kind of superhuman actions they're capable of, huh?
現実さよしぐれ
Kikyo whispers this under her breath, and an instant later, Kikyo and Suzuran's figures turn to mist and disappear.
現実だカトンしか取り柄がないあんたと違ってこっちには水遁水流派
Suddenly, a ball of water appears around some. The floating spear with her is at the center, then shoots out like streams of water in all directions with tremendous force. That is fucking baller. Reminder, Sum is best girl for a reason. The mist which was floating around the girls is disturbed by the splashing water and grows thin. It seems that one of the water bullets struck Kikyo. Along with her sharp cry, the mist dissipates. Appearing in front of the fallen Kikyo is Suzuran with throwing knife in hand. Kikyo!
主なんで主さんがここに
I told you not to take revenge. Anyway, Kikyo, are you okay?
はいなんとか区内で防ぎましたから
With this response, Kikyo stands up and grips her throwing knife. On the other end, Kikyo and Suzuran's sharp gaze is Sum.
そっかあなたが主様だったんだ私が忍者って知ってたんだよね
No, I didn't until the day we met at the aquarium.
優しい人だなって思ったけど、全部演技だったのかな。
That's not true,
でもその子たちの主様である以上、私の主様には手を出させない。
Huh? I've never tried to hurt your master, Some. I feel something slash through my neck. A cold sensation, then the feel of warmth flowing out. For a second, I think she cut my throat with a throwing knife or a ninja star, but that's not it. It was a bite of her murderous intentions.
義を見てせざるは言うなきなり。私が主様から受けた恩は一生かかっても返しきれない。主様は私の大切な人だから。たとえ命が尽きようとも、私は主様を守る。カトン。卑怯！分かってます。主さん、ごめんな。
Huh? Grabbed by Kikyo, my body seems to float in the air for a second, and then I'm thrown far away from the girls. Ugh! The air leaves my lungs as I hit the ground, making it impossible to breathe. I order my lungs to start moving again, forcing them to take in air. This continues for a short time, and slowly my lungs begin to breathe regularly again. Suzerain. Kikyo. Stop. There's no way my cries can possibly reach them. Damn it. I can't move. My bottom half is too weak, preventing me from standing up. Filled with a sense of regret at my own powerlessness, I see two shadows land in front of me. You two.
キキョウ、失敗したら主のこと任せてもいい？すずちゃん。やっぱり体術だけじゃどうにもならないみたい。
Saying this, Suzerain begins to unwrap her bandage. Then I catch sight of the painful-looking scar that was hiding there.
カトン、使えるかわからないけど、これしかない。ダメですよ。そんなことしたらあの日のことが。もう大丈夫。うん、大丈夫。私の目は過去を映しすぎたから。復讐するなんて言っておきながら、私は今の腕を見ることができなかった。いつも見ていたのはあの頃の傷がない腕。本当の腕を見るのが怖くて、アニメのセリフなんかでごまかしてた。すずちゃん、だから大丈夫。この腕を見ることができるし、私とお兄ちゃんの目があれば勝てる。いや、勝ってみせる。たとえ相打ちになっても。
You'll take down some even if it means your own death? Suzerain doesn't even glance at me, but starts counting her remaining throwing knives and ninja stars.
すずちゃん、
Kikyo jumps away and multiple ninja stars strike the place where she'd just been.
すずちゃん、行きますよ。わかってる。
Taking a huge leap, Kikyo assists Suzerain using her ninja arts and illusions, while Suzerain makes a symbolic gesture with her fingers and dashes towards Some.
カットン。
Just as Suzerain's swiftly moving hands separate, a cyclone of fire shoots towards Some. The techniques that Kikyo and Some used before are nothing in comparison to the breadth of this flame. When I see this, I understand Kikyo's statement when she told me Suzerain-chan was able to use the ninja arts in the past. It seems that Some has also finished moving her hands, tracing symbols in the air. Just like some, she unleashes a wave of fire.
負けない。
Flames crash into each other head on, sending the sparks everywhere from the intense fire as the two flames continue to battle with each other. However, keeping up this battle seems to be draining their strength, and the flames begin to lose momentum. Shortly after, Suzerain is the first to cut off her flame. With barely enough time to fall to one knee, Suzerain takes a throwing knife in hand and dashes towards Sum. Apparently, Sum still has some strength left as she begins to trace another set of symbols. If the three of them crash together at this point, there's no doubt they'll all suffer. Just as I think I'll never stop them, a kind of shadowy figure jumps in between the girls. Ha! Whew. The instant I hear a man and woman's voices, Suzerain and the others are all blown away in different directions. Suzerain! Kikyo! Somehow managing to move my trembling legs, I stand in the way of both Suzerain and Kikyo as they come flying at me, and we all tumble to the ground in a ball. Their faces are filled with agony. The injuries covering their bodies from the fight look painful. However, they don't seem to have broken any bones from the shock a moment ago. I may have twisted an ankle, though. Are you two alright?
主、私たちは大丈夫です。
All of us look back at the two shadowy figures. Sheesh, as my sister, how can you do something so shameful? Well, your sister's not the only one.
お兄ちゃん。
Huh? Big bro. My eyes fly back to the two shadowy figures after looking at Suzerain. Emerging from the shadows is a female ninja and another ninja with an eye patch.
先輩。
Hey ho, I come to stop you, Sum. It seems that this ninja is an acquaintance of Sum's.
それに、あなたは。
Sorry for all the trouble before. Is he doing okay?
はい。
I see, that's good to know.
その目は。
It's nothing to worry about. Apparently, Sum and the ninja with the eye patch have met before.
お兄さん、これはどういうことですか？
Oh yeah, I've got to explain. Which means everyone gets over here. Everyone get over here. The female ninja calls everyone over in a relaxed tone. As the ones involved, Sum and the girls and I walk over to her and Suzerain's brother in a confused state. Considering they were just fighting, Sum is still gripping onto her own throwing knife. Now, we're going to explain everything. Try not to be so on edge. You must be Suzerain-chan and Kikyo's master. You must be Suzerain-chan and Kikyo's master. I apologize for getting you involved. Oh, well. Now, before anything else, let me tell you that Sum was not the one who stole my eye. It was another ninja faction.
血流派の忍び。嘘よ、そんなの。あの夜に見たのよ、この顔。
Saying this, Suzerain points to Sum. It's rude to point at people. Listen, this isn't a lie. It's been confirmed with Sum's faction.
それじゃあ、私があの夜に見たのは。
Yes, the art of transformation. There's no other explanation. Oh, but don't worry. There's some fault on our end. I won't blame you for all this.
非があるとは？
We got a hold of some false information too. Phew, what a mess.
じゃあ、主様を狙っているっていう眼帯の忍者とくの一の情報は嘘？
Exactly.
そうなんだ。
Hearing that Suzerain's brother and Sum senpai, we can conclude that There's another ninja faction trying to cause an all-out war between their two villages. That's when they conspired against Sum and Suzuran's older brother, both excellent ninjas. To Sum's faction, the rumor will spread that a ninja in an eye patch and a female ninja are targeting Sum's master, while forcing Suzuran's faction to prepare for a war with an attack by a ninja impersonating Sum. That way, if Suzuran and Kikyo were to strike at Sum in order to carry out revenge, it would only go along with the rumors. The scenario would have led the two factions into a full-on war. Anywho, Suzu-chan's brother and I have captured the criminal responsible for this whole commotion.
しかし、これだけすみれさんを傷つけてしまっては、それなりに罰が。
Kikyo, you don't have to worry about that. We've come to the decision to forgive and forget everything surrounding this incident. Yeah, even though we were going to search for the guilty parties, some claimed I'll protect my own master.
だって、主様は。
I know, your precious darling. I sure would love to have a boyfriend as well. This commotion may be at the end with all the issues resolved, but my romantic life is still full of problems. You're a strong woman and beautiful, there's no need to rush. Oh, you know how to make a girl happy. Well, how about becoming my boyfriend? Don't be stupid, ninja don't take lovers. Hey, you sure like following rules. I don't hate that attitude of yours. Why you? Oops, I don't want to get stabbed, so we'll be off for now. Some, it's time to go.
謝って済むことじゃないけど、ごめんなさい。私からもご迷惑をおかけしました。すずちゃん、キキョウちゃん。大丈夫だよ。すずちゃんたちのせいじゃないって分かったから。それに。
Just when Sum starts speaking, a gust of wind blows by. I'm not sure what she said, but said to Suzuran and Kikyo. However, seeing how red their faces are, must have been told something pretty embarrassing.
それじゃあね、今度は一緒にお団子食べようね。ちょっと、それは勘違いなんだってば。
Both Sum and her senpai take a big leaps and wave back at us as they disappear into the darkness. Now, it's time to deal with you two. I guess you wouldn't be satisfied with just a letter, but I've told you again and again, this eye is no one's fault but my own. Injuries happen when you're on a mission. In my case, it was my eye. As long as you understand, we should get going as well.
帰るってどこに？
Of course, back to our village.
ちょっと待って。
Your mission is over. It should be obvious that we'll return to the village.
お兄さん。
Sum's older brother turns and begins to walk away without answering to Kikyo's call. Suzuran and Kikyo look back and forth from his face to me and then seem to be worried about what to do. Please wait a minute. Oh yeah, you're the one who looked after my little sister and Kikyo. I'd like to express my thanks. And I don't think I need to say this, but please keep everything you know about us secret. That's not what I mean. Do the girls have to go back to the village already? Yes, their home is not with you, sir. That's maybe true, but it's too sad to say goodbye so suddenly. Please give us a little more time.
主さん。
I haven't even given them a proper goodbye. After everything has been settled now, it would be too depressing to part ways if nothing ever happened. Fine. If you can promise they'll come home, I'll wait until midnight. Thank you so much. So we will save the big goodbye for next time. Where's my save? So thank you guys for watching. Please check out my other channel, Sinfully Pure, and all the links in the description, and I'll see you next time. Bye!